I don't understand how other people don't find the idea of doing drugs appealing. Now I'll preface by saying that I haven't done anything considered hard. However, I must admit that I don't entirely understand or see how other people can resist the idea of using substances easily and without hesitation. Obviously, drugs are pretty bad in the long term, run a real risk of being dangerous, and oftentimes have bad consequences, and a lot of us are informed of this from the get-go, so that's an obvious factor. Meanwhile, my arguments for finding the idea of using appealing are admittedly quite weak and probably don't do much in the field of not making me sound like an addict. You're essentially chemically inducing your brain into making you feel good, even if just for a while. It's dangerously easy and, depending on the substance, habit forming, and I can see that that's why people get hooked. If you're a person who thinks of the short-term consequences far more often than the long-term, using is basically a huge win-on. Why wouldn't someone want to feel great without having to put in so much effort? If you haven't really got dreams or aspirations, or are just kind of a bum with not an awful lot going for them, it kind of fills that hole really easily. It's not nearly as easy to think of that this could ruin your life and prevent you from fulfilling your true potential aspect of using, and choose to say no if it feels like you already kind of do that yourself, without the drugs. So at that point it really does feel like a why not. Of course the answer to that why not is because it becomes a slippery slope from there once you get hooked. But even then, the idea of having the option sounds appealing, maybe to a bad extent. You hear easy way out and two things come to mind: suicide or drugs. Sometimes it feels a little like feel like poop and die, or feel like poop, feel great for a bit, spiral and then die. Kind of a stupid thought process, but it is what it is. I could try justifying using it by talking about moderation or harm reduction, but then again, a lot of people say that there's no such thing as a responsible drug user, and maybe they're right. I'm just not really sure where else to put this, but it's an idle thought I've had for a while.